Who knew you guys love mini trucks so much? Floored. The last video, 300,000 of you liked and watched almost the entire road trip of me buying this thing in Alabama and road tripping it home. This is my 1985 Datsun slash Nissan, whatever you want to call it, 720 extended cab pickup. And I love this thing. It is so much fun to drive. It does, however, have one flaw, and that's a shaky shifter. So the faster I go, the more the shifter shakes, because we've got a driveline vibration. But usually you can find a certain RPM band where it goes away, like right there, it went away. All right, so at an indicated 56, which is probably 52 or 3, our driveline shake gets better. Oh, now it's back. Right there, it's back again. And a shaky booty and shaky everything. At about 70 miles an hour, this thing gets into not a death wobble, but a driveline shake. And in this video, we're gonna find out how to fix that after I talk to you about U-joints, because I know you're fascinated by those things, right? Don't forget to like and subscribe, please. It helps a lot. I love this truck. I have zero complaints about this truck except for one minor annoyance, and it's very minor. The shifter shakes. And I don't mean like it's just wobbling around all willy-nilly like for no reason. I mean at a specific speed on the highway, that shifter shakes because the whole driveline is shaking. And I'm pretty sure it's a driveline shake, not something to do with the engine, because if I push the clutch in, it goes away. It's not the suspension, it's not the steering. It's at a specific speed on the highway, this whole driveline shakes, and it's probably because the truck is lowered. When you lower your truck or lift your truck a lot, you change your driveline angle, which changes your U-joint angles, and your U-joints have a very specific operating range, right, in degrees. It's like 3. 3 is perfect. And you would say, well, that sucks. These U-joints are shaking. Why don't we use something else, like a CV joint? Okay, not a bad idea. These are CV joints. There's one, there's one. And if you could see the inside of one of these, you'd see it's a cage with spherical bearings. And the cool thing about a CV joint is no matter what angle you bend it, it still rotates at the same speed. That's perfect. The problem with CV joints is if you put them under a lot of stress, they tend to break a lot. This is an axle out of the Datsun, my 1971 Datsun 240Z. It's got a turboed small block in it. At the drag strip, this likes to break not just the axle shaft, but it breaks CV joints too. So high horsepower, big traction, heavy vehicles, these things suck. We don't want to use those. Now you're saying it's a mini truck. You don't have any of those problems. You don't have high horsepower, it's not real heavy, you're not hole sharing at a drag strip. You're right, but what we do have right now is we have a truck where the transmission is installed fairly level and a rear axle that is now up here because the truck's been lowered and the pinion angle is changed. I'm pretty sure it's pointed down, you know? Pretty sure my transmission's pointed down. And eventually what you end up with there is operating angles for these U-joints that is not what the U-joint wants. Because with a U-joint, every time you bend it, it doesn't travel in a circle anymore, it travels in an ellipse. And when it travels in an ellipse, it accelerates and decelerates as it turns around. It goes wah, wah, wah. What does that do? That makes, well, vibration. I'm gonna draw something for you here. This will become a little clearer, and then we're gonna cut to Garage Fab YouTube. Fantastic channel, by the way. And that guy has made a fixture that demonstrates what happens to a truck. Let's just say this is the transmission here, right? This is the output shaft of the trans. It's coming here. Here's a U-joint. Drive shaft, probably going downhill. And in terms of this truck, we have a carrier bearing, but we're just going to eliminate that for now. And here's the rear end. You know, there's another U-joint right there. He's made a fixture where you can demonstrate what happens to U-joints when you raise and lower the rear end of the truck, when you alter the pinion angle, when you alter the angle of the drive shaft. Because what happens to these things is as soon as you flex a U-joint, it no longer spins in a circle. It travels in, instead of rotating like this, it kind of rotates like that, right? So if you flex the front U-joint, that will put a vibration into the rear U-joint, unless you also flex the rear joint in an angle that is equal and opposite to the front one. All right, and this sounds really confusing. Trust me, you watch this next clip, what he shows you, it's gonna make sense. But essentially, whatever you do up here, you wanna do back here. So if this angle and this part of the drive shaft is pointing down, then you want this not to point straight or down, you want this to point up, all right? If this one's going down, you want this one to point up in approximately the same angle as that one. Then they're both flexing. The vibration of one is canceling out the vibration of the other. And like I said, in this next clip, you're gonna see and hear and witness that in real time. Then we're gonna take this to our favorite local driveline shop, Driveshaft Services in Marietta, Georgia. And our buddy Russell's gonna get into this thing and see what is wrong with it and how do we fix it. It's gonna be awesome. More mini truck content for you guys, because I know you love it.
I built a machine to help me demonstrate this sorcery. I've attached this thingy to my motorized bead roller, which will resemble your vehicle's transmission, making the other end the differential. On this drive shaft, there are 3 bicycle sprockets. Those are noisemakers. They will allow you to hear any variation in speed. One is attached to the transmission tail shaft, another on the center section of the drive shaft, and the last one on the differential. To start, notice our entire drivetrain is in line with no bends, and because of that, there's nothing interesting to see or hear. That's because things don't get weird until you bend a U-joint. So let's extend our suspension fully as if we're lifting our vehicle. That's a nice bend right there. And now check this out. The transmission is still turning at a constant speed, but the drive shaft, do you hear the pitch change? This bent U-joint is causing the drive shaft speed to oscillate. Isn't that crazy? And the oscillation is going straight into the differential. An important thing to note is that this speed oscillation increases and decreases as the U-joint angle increases and decreases. Remember that the speed oscillation increases the more the U-joint bends. So in order to reverse just the right amount of speed oscillation, the angles of both U-joints need to match. I'm going to zero out my angle finder to the transmission side sprocket and then adjust the differential side sprocket to match. Now the shaft inside the transmission and the shaft inside the differential are parallel. And because of that, the front and rear U-joints are bent at the same angle. Let's try it out and see what happens. The transmission is still turning at a constant speed. The drive shaft speed is still oscillating because of this bend. And the differential after the second U-joint is back to constant speed.
We're at Driveshaft Services in Marietta, Georgia. This is Russell, he's the owner here. We bring a lot of drive shafts to him, always takes care of us. And if you remember back when we gave away the Datsun 510 and we realized when the winter got here that the half shafts in that thing were shot.
Yeah, after lunch, we need to look at that. That's gonna drive you up the wall all the way home. This right here, it shouldn't do that. That's bent. All 4 U-joints were wasted in those half shafts. They have all this new old stock spicer joints and stuff, and they had 4 of the U-joints we needed. And Russell, the guy that runs this place, said, I've had those for a long time, I'm glad to sell them. And I'm like, I'm glad you had them, because I doubt it's something I would have found at my local parts store.
So what's it doing? Just vibrating when you take off? Or?
Yeah, no, it vibrates pretty good. Probably between 40 to 60, somewhere there is where we get most of the vibration from.
Okay.
So the faster I go, the more the shifter shakes, because we've got a driveline vibration.
Transmission minus 4.0. First drive shaft minus 4.8. First drive shaft 20 inches center to center of the U-joints. Second drive shaft plus 4.6. I'm going to put those numbers in a program, computer program that Dana Spicer has and punch it in, and it'll tell whether it's safe or we can change them around and see what works.
Okay. So we have an upward pinion angle, a downward drive shaft,
Yeah.
a downward
Probably,
rear drive shaft, then you got the carrier bearing, and then it goes upward again to the trans.
carrier bearing's probably gonna have to be raised up.
Okay.
To where this front shaft and the rear shaft's running about straight with each other, and then we're gonna see what happens to the
Okay.
pinion. Pinion may have to be wedged with it coming down on the nose of it.
Okay.
But let's go in here and we'll see what it reads.
Okay, so this is our program that tells us how bad we are.
So we're gonna start at the driving. Remember, that's the transmission.
Okay.
4.0 minus the first drive shaft. 4.8 second drive shaft. Now the differential. Minus. All right, I got a problem.
It's not giving you your results.
It's not giving me my results. Center bearing, see how that rubber is about wore out in that.
Yeah.
We definitely need to change it. And then raise the center bearing up, like I said, start out, run these two shafts dead straight with each other, the front one and the rear
And
one.
then see where
And
transangling and the pinion
and
is.
then look at the pinion angle.
You'd say you want these.
These two to be running about the same slope
Okay.
down towards the rear end. Like I say, it's the minus angle on your front shaft and then the plus angle on your rear shaft.
Uh-huh.
And then a minus angle going into your pinion. So we're gonna, with a lower truck, it's a fine line and we just gotta play with it and get it right.
Okay.
So we're gonna start putting new bearing on it and raising and checking the balance on the drive shaft. The universal joints got a lead and lag time on them when they're running at a steep angle. As they rotate, they speed up and slow down the drive shaft as they cross over center. And what you want to do is, if you do have an angle coming down on your transmission, you want to match it just the opposite direction on your pinion yoke. That cuts out the lead and lag time on your universal joints. A lot of times,
Well, that helps premature wear, but
yeah.
it also helps with vibration.
it helps with vibrations, helps from keeping wearing center support bearings out.
All right, so we're gonna get the drive shaft out, replace the carrier bearing, and then he's gonna rebalance the drive shaft. We're gonna put it back in. We're going to shim the carrier bearing up to try and reduce some of these drastic angles and get a better angle on both the transmission side and the differential side. Oh, this one doesn't even move compared to this one. Look at that slop. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was off about 1 tooth right there
Oh, really?
before. See, these joints should line up.
Oh, got you.
Perfect.
I'm sure we're going to see, but how do you like balance two-piece steel like this?
You're gonna see.
Yeah.
You're gonna see. That's my best answer. You're gonna see in detail.
So you have it
It's got
basically you
3
support
columns.
the carrier bearing, and
Yeah, it hooks up in our machine, similar that hooks up in your truck.
this is your balancing machine.
Yeah,
How old is this thing?
Probably 20 years old.
Yeah,
It's 20.
but still works. Still gets the job done.
Oh yeah, I got one that's a whole lot older than that over
Do ya?
here. This one over here is about 1983 when this one was bought here.
Oh, wow.
This is a Stuart Warner balancer. It still works good too. We use it.
Does it really?
Still, but that Nova is a whole lot newer.
But how do you know where you're putting weights at?
Once we spin it up, and it tells how many grams is out. And we turn it and make sure that green's arrow back on the orange and light up a green. And before it was out 28 grams until I put the 15-gram weight. But once we spin it with a weight on it, when we put it back up there, we want the weight to be right back on top and down low, and that'll be balanced.
Okay.
So this one, you can go for it, but once I weld it on, it'll probably be too much weight because it's so low. So I'm probably gonna put a 10 on it and see what that brings it to. That's directly back on top, and that's 7.31. The middle is balanced. Now, as I'm messing with this, it can throw the middle out where we gotta go back and mess with it. Like now, this one's showing is not enough.
No, it's showing not enough?
Yeah, so left is showing there's not enough weight on it. I had a 10 on it, and it's still out 15 grams.
So this could be really tedious, huh?
Yeah, just like how it was just over here.
Uh-huh. Now it's over
I
there?
barely moved it, and it's all the way over here, and I'm trying to get it directly on top.
So you're trying to get this right on the zero?
Not on the zero. Once I spin it back up like I just did, and you see the little green when it changes the whole orange thing to green. Once I line it back right there, I want the weight to be right back on top.
Oh, okay, got you. All right, you guys saw how much that other one moved. Now look at this. Like, it barely moves at all compared to that other one.
That other one just flopping in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is much better. So what do we have for angles now? This one still looks like more than that
It's still going up a little bit on that one. I didn't want to go too high and mess up the angle real bad on the transmission.
Okay.
So it's about as perfect as you're going to get with this truck with it being lowered down.
It's definitely better than it was.
Oh yeah, it should. What's that light here, Joe? You're at 0.3 on the front shaft going down. You're at about 2.0 going up on the rear shaft. We're going up a little bit on this front joint. I don't want to go up any further on the front joint. It helped your back one less. I ain't got this socket around here. I think a while ago when I read your back when you're running about 3 to 4 degree operating angle on the back, it's got to be a whole lot better than what it was.
Yeah.
So
I guess if we really wanted to try and make this more perfect,
you'd have to put some wedge.
we have to put some kind of wedge in here.
Wedge in your rear end and drop the nose of the rear end down probably about 2 or 3 degrees.
Well, what we could do is actually we could probably cut these blocks.
Yeah.
Put a little more wedge in
put a
it.
little wedge if you.
So if you did that, like if you went from 0 to here, you'd want to bring the front down. How much do you think you would cut
Probably
to try and get that?
Well, let's see. I can't see it good enough to
Yeah,
do
it's kinda
the
hard to
degree.
tell,
You'd want
but-
to take about 3 degrees.
Okay.
I'd start out with about 3 degrees
Okay.
off that.
And then that would pretty much give us a perfect setup.
Yeah. Because
we
that's
can
going to
build
help
a-
this angle. See, it's going to drop this down when you do that. The 3 degrees
Right.
there, see, that's going to drop that 3 degrees, then it's going to match it up with the front one pretty close.
And we can make another bracket there. This works. It gets us done. Those are nice, big, thick, heavy-duty washers.
U-boat washers in there.
I mean, it's a mini truck. It could probably live its life like that compared to what it's done. But
That's what I had at the time
yeah.
to use.
we'll have to test drive it, see if our shake has gone away. And
Between-
next up on the list is do something with this exhaust, because
Yeah,
they
that's
just
not-
lowered it and said, oh yeah, that's perfect. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we're good.
yeah,
We're better than we were.
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
perfect. I think maybe we go home, pull the blocks out, and cut some angle in them to bring that pinion down a little bit, and that will make things really good. So I have a question for you. Like, let's say you're building your own hot rod. You're putting a new rear end in the car, new motor trans.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could tell someone how to set it up so they have their angles right, what would you suggest?
Well, just say you put your motor in and you check the angle, the slope of your output shaft on your transmission, just say it's 3 degrees. You'd want your drive shaft to run 6 degrees, 3 degrees minus on your transmission.
Okay.
You'd want your drive shaft to run about 6 degree minus. That's
Okay.
a 3 degree operating angle between those two numbers. 3 degree operating angle on your universal joint. Then back at the rear end, you don't want to set your rear end at minus 3 degrees. So you got
So you
3
have
degrees.
opposite.
Yeah, opposite. You're canceling out the lead and lag time on the universal joint when you're going 3 degrees, and then you come back to opposite direction on the rear end 3 degrees. That's just numbers. Just say if you had 1 degree on your transmission, you'd want to do 4 degree on your drive shaft.
Okay.
That'd be a 3 degree operate. Well, y'all mixing me up.
Is that right?
1 degree, you want 4 degree on your drive shaft,
Okay.
and then 1 degree on your rear end.
Okay.
You can't back the opposite direction. You're canceling out the lead and lag time on the universal joint.
Got it. Okay.
If you don't do that, you'll have torsional vibrations, and it'll wear the joints out quicker and
Right.
vibrate.
Yeah, well, like this thing from 40 to probably 55 is, it shook pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, you had a lot of things working against you. That center bearing's enough to, the center bearing being wore out, and plus the angles, plus the balance. So hopefully this will do it with this truck.
Yeah, I hope so.
Feel good about it.
I feel good too, because it's much better than it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, well, we'll go test drive it
Yeah.
and see how it reacts. And
Yeah.
then I've got another drive shaft for you to look at and talk to somebody about to build for a little drag and drive Nova that our friends are building.
Cool. We can do it.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thanks.
All right, guys, I'm going to go do a test drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks to Russell and Joe over here at Driveshaft Services in Marietta, Georgia. If you guys need drive shaft, check them out. They'll take care of you. They've always done us right. Oh my God, this thing is so much smoother. Like, yeah, this is amazing. Wow, big difference. Huge difference. Truck's not shaking. Passenger seat's still wiggling a little bit, but probably got tires out of balance and who knows. But there's no more driveline shake. This thing is nice and smooth right now. I love it. Normally right around here, 45, 50 miles an hour, it had a really good shake. You could just feel it. You feel the whole truck shaking. Extremely better. Thank you, Russell and Driveline Services.